So, welcome to the first edition of Jordan and Jim's Game of Thrones recap. So we're going to do this every Monday since we're the only dorks in the office that watch Game of Thrones. And actually, we do the night show too. So it's like a theme, Night's Watch, night show.
Oh, are you Lord Commander?
I'll be the Lord Commander.
Yeah, let's do it. So recap, this is a table setting episode for Game of Thrones. A little bloodshed, no blood, well, some bloodshed.
Some bloodshed.
But mostly, we're setting up the dominoes to have them fall.
Yes, we just got back from a long summer. Everybody's talking about their vacation, what they did.
Yes.
We got to fight the White Walkers.
Yes, things like that. They're back at school. So we had the arrival at Winterfell.
Big deal.
Big deal. Very reminiscent of season 1,
Exactly.
episode 1.
Jon and Daenerys arriving very much taking the place of Robert and Cersei when they got to Winterfell back in season 1.
Further south at King's Landing, Euron and the Golden Company arrived. Hashtag Euron still beat. Couldn't believe it. True underdog story. Persistence pays off.
I mean, Cersei just likes the arrogant dudes, I guess. So, yeah, get yours, Euron.
And Cersei. Her decision.
Another big point that we knew was coming from
The biggest point.
The biggest point, pretty much. Jon Snow is Aegon Targaryen, yes.
Sixth of his name.
Yes, the sixth of his name. Wow. Because is that how many heads the dragon has?
Was it on the sigil?
On the Targaryen
Dang. Whoa. It's crazy because we knew that for a while.
Yeah.
But now that it's knowledge within the Game of Thrones universe, like for reals.
Sam came in, dropped the bomb, and now Jon's sitting here going, so wait. But Daenerys.
But he knew though. You can tell like the cinematography, the way like the
So
reaction
wait.
to his face. Like wasn't that a great the way the scene was shot was wild.
Yeah, man. So then it starts to get really real because we join the Brotherhood Without Banners. It turns out that Beric Dondarrion, Tormund Giantsbane,
Yes.
Dolores Ed, a bunch of those Night's Watch fools are still alive.
A strong trio, by the way. I love those three together.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those are my guys. So
they're at Last Hearth.
They're at Last Hearth. The Night's King has been there, okay? They find the Umbar kid from earlier in the episode, and he's pegged up to the wall with like a bunch of gangly arms.
The Fist of the First Men.
Is that the Fist of the First Man?
Yeah, so it's with Lord Umbar. May he rest in peace. Hold on.
And that was in the first episode too. That
the swirly thing. It's where like the Children of the Forest
was it
were.
me or did that resemble the Targaryen seal though too?
That's a red herring.
Is that a red herring?
It resembles, but it's not. So it's
Shout out to DJ Red Herring.
Shout out to DJ Red Herring, and it's also where Beyond the Wall, where the horses die. The Whites also do that. So that symbol's a big deal. The Fist of the First Men.
You gotta watch for that.
Don't get fisted. Then the episode ends with Jaime arriving at Winterfell and Bran waiting for his old friend. And man, Jaime's beard, the pepper.
He's got some good beard going on, but the thing that really stuck out to me is just he saw Bran and you could see the dots connect. He was like, hey, he's got why is he in that chair? Oh, wait, I know him.
Man.
This is, whoa.
That acting was phenomenal.
I'm saying.
Big Jaime Lannister gang, we in here. All in all, Lord Commander Jim, what were some cool things from the episode? Give me like 2 cool things from your point of view.
Oh, man, 2 cool things. Well, one cool thing that stuck out to me is that the arrival of Jon and Daenerys was almost a direct parallel from season 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah, I love that, and I loved how they kind of flipped it on its head because you could tell everybody in Winterfell was kind of like, we've seen this whole king and queen arriving thing before. This doesn't lead to anything good.
I didn't think about that as far as their non-verbals, and you can see that sentiment kind of dispersed throughout the North.
Yeah,
throughout the episode.
Northerners are
Leon
typically a little more, wary of outsiders, but you could see everybody there was like, yo, we're not feeling this already. And another, just the Umbar scene, man, that was crazy. That was probably the coolest scene. And seeing Beric Dondarrion just come out and just ignite the flame sword, just there,
His death is gonna crush me. You know it's coming.
His 8th or 9th death in the show?
8th or 9th?
Yeah, he's died like...
Yeah, I thought it was 7.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
6th of his name, 7th, I don't know.
Another cool thing from my perspective, going back to your callback to season 1, episode 1, how Jon learned his true lineage in front of the Ned Stark statue in the crypts.
Yeah, that was fire.
The same way Ned said, like when Jon was going to the wall, said, "We'll talk next time I see you. We'll talk about your mom."
Yo.
And that part was crazy. So like just the writing in the show is phenomenal. Like I said earlier, Jaime's cool beard is also a cool stuff for me. Like the pepper just looks amazing.
It's like poetry, it just rhymes.
Did I say something that rhymed?
No, that's like a lame Star Wars joke. But
You can't cross pop culture references, Jimmy.
I'm doing it, man. I'm Lord Commander. I can do what I want over here.
I love it.
Something that stuck out to me as really cool that we haven't seen change in a while is the opening theme, man.
Yeah, how Into the Crypt of Winterfell, and you can see like the White Walkers,
Yo.
how, like their path.
They went past the wall, which has been broken down. We got to see all the different houses, sigils in each kind of like change over to a different landscape. That was really dope how they changed that up. So
It's so crazy how it's 2 minutes of just this animation, but you're just like sucked in by it.
yes, exactly.
Do you have any predictions for next week? Episode 2. Not for the season, let's just do episode 2, because for the season, anything's really fair game. So I just want episode 2. What do you think is going to happen?
Episode 2, I think we might, just based on the interaction of Daenerys and Sam, how they got into, Dany kind of telling Sam how she executed his brother and father.
Father deserted though, the brother.
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of dicks, but the thing about it is,
Dickon.
Yeah, his name was Dickon. Clever guys. I think we might see Daenerys fall back into that kind of like Targaryen kind of vibe, into that, because she's shown glimpses of maybe being a tyrant before. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. We'll see. And we're going to see the aftermath of Jon figuring out who he actually is.
I wonder how he's going to react to that, given the... You know what I'm talking about.
Auntie.
On a personal tip.
Auntie.
And on a political tip as well.
I'm saying.
Auntie and your queen.
Ooh,
it's a layered relationship.
yikes.
So at the end of the episode, we got coming up next week on Game of Thrones. We saw some action, like the...
Looks like a big battle's coming.
A big battle's coming. The guy that typically directs all the big battles, he directed episode 3 fully.
Oh.
Not to say there'll be something juicy in episode 2. I think the White Walkers will get there. I think we'll see a little bit of action, but I think the full episode 3 will be dedicated to like the big battle. But I think an arrival and like the introduction of the war will start.
Winter
in
is
episode
here.
2.
We know that.
Yes. Jamie Lannister Redemption Tour, I think is going to be very successful. I think he's going to have a massive part to play in season 8, whether it's, killing Cersei or maybe even being Azor Ahai, which is a theory that I have. Because like Lightbringer could be his golden.
Wow.
hand.
See, I didn't think about Jamie being a Azor Ahai, but I definitely saw him maybe being the one that ends up killing Cersei.
Yeah, that's the
prophecy
with Maggie the Frog.
Yeah, Maggie the Frog.
So
Couple book readers over here, baby.
Yeah, I actually just read it in YouTube videos.
Well, that counts too.
I only read the first book.
Well, I've read all 5.
Oh, can I borrow?
Yes.
This was our review. If you have any theories, beef with the length and or takes said in this video, comment below or DM us personally, I guess. But we want the engagement rates because it's good for our job.
Yeah, just comment on the thing.
Yeah, comment on the thing.
Just do the thing.